Hello everyone and welcome to the first Review or Die podcast with me as always, Risergick, and joining me today is Toby, who is going to be our main film reviewer, if you like. Hello Toby.
Hello my good man, nice to see you again.
Yes, nice to see you as always. So Toby, you're a film buff, right?
Well, I wouldn't quite go that far.
I would, that's why you're here.
Someone had to take me sooner rather than later.
And of course we just nabbed you up. Anyway, today we thought we'd start off things by going through the Oscars nominations.
Indeed, yes.
Yes, so shall we start off with Best Picture maybe?
I think that would be a very good place to start, indeed.
Why don't you read us through them?
Okay, so we'll review some of the films that have been nominated for Best Picture. The nominees are, I feel like I'm at the Oscars now. We've got The Grand Budapest Hotel, Boyhood, Whiplash, American Sniper, The Imitation Game, and Birdman. So, thoughts?
Well, I've not actually seen all of them. That is probably a downside to this choosing this topic.
Might have to flip the question back
Yeah,
then.
but both Grand Budapest and Birdman would have made it into my top 10 of the year, without question. I think they're both great films. Have you seen all of them?
I have actually.
I think I'm going to flip the question then back to you then.
Yeah, criminally looking at my notes as well, I've missed out The Theory of Everything, which absolutely deserves a mention. It's a fantastic film, and a very tricky subject, of course. You know that's not the easiest topic to deal with, and I know there's a lot of controversy of the subject matter in terms of how they would deal with the relationship between Stephen Hawking and his wife. But it's excellently conveyed, if not totally 100% true, and it's very rose tinted, I feel, but I still went with it emotionally, and the characters are excellently rendered, and Eddie Redmayne's performance is fantastic, which we'll go on to a little bit later on.
It's funny that you said rose tinted, because that's sort of how I felt when I saw the poster.
It is very much like that.
Yeah, very romanticised.
It's romanticised, it's idealist, but it works.
Okay, well, I'm definitely going to see it. I mean, all the ones that are on the list I'm going to be seeing.
Yeah.
But I just haven't got around to them as of yet.
So what I would recommend for you, my winner would be The Grand Budapest Hotel, which I'll go into in a second. I think the front runners are Boyhood and Birdman, for actually getting the gong. I feel Boyhood will win it. Simply because of this innovative, it's been filmed across 12 years. There's a whole dedication around the story. But for me, it's missing something tonally. It's a little bit episodic. It doesn't quite work in terms of fixing all the elements of the story together. And it's a little bit like a soap opera in the way that it pans out. And some of the drama in it's repetitive, and there's some cliched elements for me. So for me, it doesn't quite work as an overall film, but as an experiment, I think it's excellent. And it might be nice for the Academy to award it for its risk taking, and it's a different approach to filmmaking.
That was the one on the list actually that I knew nothing about. Boyhood.
Oh,
I didn't even know that. Like you saying about the 12 years, did you just say?
Yeah, it's filmed across.
So the boy ages through the film as the actual boy.
Yeah, all the members of the cast do.
Oh right, okay.
And it's worth saying that the cast are excellent, but it's just a sense that you do get that there's been lapses in where the film is, and that's hard to avoid. Of course, it is.
Does the film though rely heavily on the gimmick? That's my worry.
I think.
When I hear something like that.
Yeah, that's a nice question.
With the artist that won a few years ago now, I'm not sure what year that was.
Yeah.
I liked the film until I realised when I watched it for the third time that if you took away the silent movie aspect, the plot was just bland.
Yeah,
really.
well, the artist is it does rely on that gimmick, the artist, but because essentially it's just a rehash of Singing in the Rain.
Yeah,
pretty much. Without the music and without the speaking. Boyhood, if you take that whole idea of this took 12 years to make, if you take that away from it, it's good, but that concept gives it an extra edge. So for me, you would miss out on something.
Right. Okay.
But it wouldn't be my pick anyway.
Would it be in your list of the year?
No, it wouldn't
it
actually.
wouldn't,
And I know we're going to do that in another podcast,
Yeah.
and it wouldn't make it.
Okay, I'm still interested to see it though, just because of the concept, to be honest. But I don't think it's one I would rush out to go and
No,
see.
I mean I saw it in the cinema, and it was a great, experience. But there were just things where I was like, it does poke you in the eye a few times with, the technical devices that it uses. It uses some sort of, not flashback. It's all chronological, which is exceptional. But it just uses some clumsy-ish
right.
devices for my taste. Anyway, my winner would be the Grand Budapest Hotel.
That'd be your winner.
Yeah, definitely.
I love the Grand Budapest Hotel. It's made me love Ralph Fiennes all the more.
I know, me too.
Because I've always seen him, not just because Harry Potter, but I've always seen him as the villain. He's always been the evil one that can sort of, I don't know, like Gary Oldman's always like a nice uncle. Ralph Fiennes to me is the evil one that you fear being left alone because he's probably going to hit you.
I never thought I'd say that he was,
No.
funny and had such a great ability for timing and comedy, which he shows here.
I've never
It's
heard
such
anyone say the F word with such comedic value before.
I know it really gets like that when he's saying it's swearing,
Yeah,
he's going
That's all
for
he's
it.
saying.
But
And it works.
it's exceptional. Yeah, it's a really, really good performance from him. But the film's more than that. It's for me, it's like a holiday in Wes Anderson's head. It's a quirky, fun journey, but there's lots of serious depth there as well. It's set against the backdrop of a war, and you've got these themes of emigration, and it's incredible. It's really beautifully crafted. It's just exceptional to watch. It's lovely. It's a real pleasure. And Anderson's work is, revered for having this sort of highbrow edge, which sometimes I feel he ascribes on himself. But this is really accessible. I feel all audiences could watch it and go with it and enjoy it. I had to watch it 2 times actually, because the first time I was looking at it and it seemed to have the world and his wife in the film. I was like, that's Adrian Brody. He's popped up, and it was just like, it's the second time I was, less awestruck by the cast and more awestruck by the whole beauty of the film.
That is actually the reason why I've asked you to borrow it off you. That's actually the reason.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that the cover of the DVD case is just the faces of people that are in it. That's all it is.
It's just a whole realm of famous faces, which is exceptional. I
obviously I love Grand Budapest, but I'm not sure whether I prefer it to Moonrise Kingdom.
That's interesting. Yeah, I think that's quite a 50-50 split from
Yeah.
people I've spoken to. For me, it's better than Moonrise Kingdom. While Moonrise Kingdom has that lovely edge of of romance, and it's a tiny, small, contained, beautiful little film. Whereas the Grand Budapest feels like Wes Anderson, spreading his wings and allowing everyone in as well at the same time, which some of his other works don't quite allow that. So for me, that's why it's the better film.
I mean, I've only watched it once so far, so I think I'll make a decision after I see it again. But I think, as you said, the whole being a very contained story of Moonrise Kingdom, I think that might be why I might prefer Budapest. I think that actually might be the reason why I end up preferring
Budapest Hotel.
But my pick for the year of
I was
these
just going to ask you.
was Birdman. I'm sorry. A lot of people, probably people that know me, would probably say, "Oh, I know why this is," because it sounds like a comic book.
Well, you've got that edge to it, if not quite
yeah.
explored in the same manner. But why do you love it so much? I mean, I loved it. I thought it was great. But
I'm really not surprised. I'm surprised you loved it as much as you seem to be honest. I thought it was going to be one of those times you're like, yeah, it's alright, but listen. For me, it was just to see someone in that position, because there are people like that, and just seeing it very rawly just put in front of you, and you going, this could be happening, like to all these actors that are in these current superhero films. To put it a few years ahead, maybe 10 years ahead, are we going to get this from, say, Scarlett Johansson or Jeremy Renner? Are we going to? Is this
we'll see Christian Bale in his pants, shall we?
Yeah.
Well, no, a few people would like to see that.
I think some people have already seen that. But I think, of people who don't know, Birdman is in the film. Birdman. He used to be Birdman, a actor as Birdman. I think Batman. Well, he was Batman, wasn't it, Michael?
Well, this is the thing. This is why there's
Yeah.
this sort of whole life imitating art.
It
that
does
runs
work with
through
him
it,
being in it.
because it also runs through the wider context of the film. That oh yeah, you were actually Batman. How
Yeah.
can we change that into a fictional sense? And it's I like that. It's clever.
I think also the other thing for me that hit home was, because I don't mind saying that I've had in my life some various forms of psychosis, and there's scenes where he's all by himself and he's hearing the Birdman talking, and sometimes he actually does see this figure, and it's the very nonchalant way of the character being there. It's not like he's antagonistically there, like having a go at him. He's just there. He's just sat down at one point on the toilet, I'm pretty sure, actually. He's behind him, just sat there like having his day. It just seems, despite how the plot may sound of this as actually losing his mind and seeing the Birdman, it's very real. It's the only thing that let me down was the ending. That was the only thing.
So I'd agree. Yeah, Inarritu is an excellent director, I feel.
What was his other work? I'm very terrible at names.
Did he do Amores Perros?
He might have.
21 Grams, Babel.
21 Grams. That was him.
I hope so. Otherwise, I'm going to
So I
look
love
like a really
21
poor film expert.
I don't know.
I think he did Babel and Beautiful, the Javier Bardem
Yes, I know those three are by the same director.
one. Well, that sounds... I mean, you're making me sound good now.
Yeah.
If this is right. I hope it is. It's
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah. So
Let's get off this topic.
yeah, quick. Anyway, let's
Yeah.
go. He's he can be indulgent. Let's
Yeah.
just say that he can be indulgent, and he is a little bit indulgent in Birdman. I feel as
Yeah.
we've discussed with the ending, but as he sets it up so well,
He does.
as a crisis of identity, it's a fantastic parable. Birdman. It plays out so well, and yeah, the ending for me, it does rather taint the film.
We were saying, there is a part shortly before the actual ending where it could have ended.
Yes, yeah.
Where there's a lot of films that do that though, that you think, oh, it's ended and that's a good ending, and then it carries on.
Yeah, there's always a little bit that people seem to tack on just to sort of add some degree of resolution to.
We don't need
a film.
resolution, not always.
Not always, no.
Do
and I
sometimes.
think this would be a case where it would be better without.
Because the opposite to that, I think, is the Coen brothers have this habit of explaining an ending.
Yes.
And also, Kevin Smith did in Red State.
Yeah,
do you remember? That annoyed me, to be honest.
That's quite, the Kevin Smith Red State thing. When I was watching it, I was like, this is like watching a Coen Brothers film.
exactly.
I thought I was watching Burn After Reading, with the because literally you're at a desk. We're going to do a little bit of direct mode of address. We're going to talk to someone and basically just wrap up the whole plot and just I'll tell you what happened, which is very lazy as a plot device.
I don't know what the point is, what they're trying to say with that. Because despite what we thought was going to happen in that film, Red State, it wasn't what happened in the end. We still should have been able to see it.
Yeah, well, exactly.
Why are we just getting told by John Goodman?
It's yeah, like I say,
Anyway, getting off topic.
lazy. But
Yes.
okay, so Birdman's your film. I think it could do well. With
It's
best
won
picture.
some awards already, hasn't it?
I am. Yeah,
I don't know what awards, but I think it's won something.
Yeah, it's been up for a lot. I mean, a lot of them are in technical categories as well because the way it's filmed is all that illusion of the one take is just brilliant.
I knew you'd love that part of it. To be honest. You like your one takes, don't you?
Well, it's I know it's not one take, but it's just gorgeous and seamless. It's lovely to watch.
Check out Robin Hood.
quick nod to one of my early works.
Yeah.
Let's move on quickly before we plug any more. Other Best Picture films. Is there anything else that you'd rate or recommend? I mean, I'm aware we're running out of time, so.
Gone Girl, I know is not up for Best Picture, is it?
It's not, but you feel it should be?
Yes, I think that's one of the best. I don't know. I don't even know what genre to put it in. Because
some sort of twisted thriller, isn't it?
yeah, I mean, I don't want to say anything because if I say anything, I could ruin it for
Yeah,
anyone who's listening.
It's
but
brilliant in the
just
sense
saying that, I feel like I'm ruining something.
there's very little you can give away.
All I'm going to say is, don't not see it because of who's in it.
Yeah. Well, I was slightly put off. I mean,
Yeah.
I've become more accustomed to liking Ben Affleck. I thought he was good. I didn't like Argo, but I thought he was good in Argo.
That's what's put me off. Argo.
Yeah, well, I know we're both not fans of that. But The Town, I love The Town. I think
That was really strange out of nowhere.
oh, exceptional film.
You brought that over. We thought it was going to be
Yeah.
terrible, and we sat down. We're both just like, wow.
Yeah, maybe our expectations
Yeah.
were so low, but no, in Gone Girl he's
Poor Affleck.
excellent, and it's a great exploration of this sort of age we live in of this media
Relationship.
complex of the media is always right no matter what the truth is.
Yeah.
That's what it screamed out to me, and it starts a little bit on sort of I don't know on dodgy ground we'll say, but as the film grows you realise
Yeah.
what a deliciously twisted thriller it is. I'm glad you mentioned that actually because I would have forgotten to mention Gone
Who
Girl.
directed Gone Girl?
It's David Fincher.
Is it?
Yeah,
I did not know that.
yeah.
So do you know who my mind straight went to, don't you? Because of the twisting element.
Oh, I mean,
M. Night Shyamalan. I was
well,
like, he didn't make something that good, did he?
I fear we wouldn't be talking about Gone Girl if it was made by M. Night
No,
Shyamalan in the
okay.
Best Picture category.
Oh, bless him.
Just before we go, I'll give a few mentions for some films in the Best Picture category that I think are
Yeah,
good.
go for it.
I will chuck Whiplash in there, which I think is very good. If not the masterpiece that some people are saying, I think it's very, very good. It's frenetic, it's quick, it's a little bit like a toxic version of Black Swan, actually.
Oh, really?
It's a tale of sort of this verbally, even physically abusive relationship, but the craving for success within art burns through with both the characters, and it's this sort of struggle of mind, struggle of will, and it's good. It's really, really entertaining. Sometimes you're laughing at it because you think this is so absurd, but it doesn't quite delve into Black Swan surrealism,
Right.
as so much as it does into sort of
Well, I'll add that
harsh
to my
realism.
list then, I think, because I didn't actually hear that one. I think I saw the title in IMDb a while ago, and I thought it actually was going to be a Marvel spin-off. I thought, oh, Whiplash just get his own film. But...
It did go a little bit under the radar. Another film, I think American Sniper is very, very good.
Yes?
Yeah, surprisingly so.
Okay.
It's too long, and it has some mixed ideas of patriotism in it, but it remains for me a real film. It's very visceral. It depicts war in this sort of harrowing, and there's quite a humane element to some of the war
really?
scenes, which is quite rare. And for a film that's doused in patriotism, even the poster is this amazing American flag.
I think what put me off though is I gotta say they're the most bland trailers I've ever seen.
And that's the thing. There are some bland elements in it.
Right.
So you have to prepare yourself for that.
I'm not sure if I saw one of two trailers, but the trailer I saw was just a very short clip of the film, and that was all there was to it. It wasn't even like a cut selection of clips. It was just one
Yeah,
cut scene.
that I haven't seen that trailer. I don't
Okay.
think, but
It was one on TV. that I
yeah,
saw.
there are elements in it where the drama wanes, and you're trying to get some personal sort of feeling injected into the film, and it doesn't quite succeed on that. But in terms of a war film, I think it's very, very good, and Eastwood's best work in a while, I'd say.
Okay.
So, yeah, well worth a watch.
Other one was Under the Skin.
Under the Skin, yet not nominated for Best
I'm
Picture.
surprised.
But I know it won a lot of independent awards, and a lot of critics put it towards the top of their list. It took me a couple of viewings to really appreciate it, but I know you really enjoyed it.
I'm a big sci-fi lover, as you know,
Yeah.
and to me it was a right amount of sci-fi nonsense and arty fartiness. It was the right combination for me. I know a lot of people that didn't like it because of the arty-fartiness. That's
Yeah.
the phrase I use, by the way, all the time. Sorry for anyone who doesn't know what I'm on about. But I mean, like, art house style cinema. I call it
Yeah.
arty-fartiness because that's what it is sometimes, isn't it? But it also has enough of the sci-fi weirdness for me to just sink my teeth into, I think. But there's also a very, I think, structured sort of ballet-likeness to it. I mean, it's very flowy. Do you get what I mean?
I do, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't feel like a normal film to me. It did feel like it was more like a performance. I don't know how to say it actually. Like more like a dance performance to me than it was a film.
I'm not helping you out here at all.
No,
Sorry, I
that's all right. I don't
appreciate
really
that
know how to say it,
my
but-
silence wasn't doing much there.
He was
yeah.
looking at me. I was fine.
Structurally, there are scenes which flash in sort of a little bit episodically,
Yeah.
but overall, yeah, I can. It's like it's this strange sort of awkward, detached
Yeah.
rhythm to it, which is very clever because I'm not going to give away any of the twists or
No, no.
anything. But
This is a spoiler-free podcast.
yeah, I try. Well, we'll try and make it that way. But it took my first viewing. I thought this is crap. I
Yeah, I
didn't
remember you
like it
saying.
at all, and I thought, that it was overcomplicated, and there were little scenes that sort of didn't quite make sense to me. It's all very fragmented. But I watched it a second time round, and I thought, yeah, this is okay. This is good actually. The soundtrack is brilliant as well, and it really puts you in this sort of disorientated place where you definitely get inside the head of the character, and you feel like, okay, I'm trying to see it from this perspective now. But I think that comes with the
Yeah.
second viewing anyway.
I'll quickly mention as well Lucy as it connects to with Scarlett Johansson, but I'll save Lucy for another episode, I think, because there's something big about it that I want to discuss at some point.
Well,
But
okay.
it's,
I mean, I haven't seen Lucy, so we'll bring that on to the next episode.
Maybe,
I
or
suppose.
maybe we'll bring it up after you've watched it. Maybe,
Yeah.
actually, saying that. The only other one, which we'll also save more in depth for next time, was Interstellar.
Of course,
Because
we
this
will
is a
save
film
that because I
you-
feel should have been nominated for Best Picture. I think it's an ambitious and emotional, sci-fi epic. I think of our times, it's wonderful. Like Inception was a blockbuster with brains. This treads very similar part, and you're looking at me now, and it's
I'm seeing what you saw when I was trying to sell The Tree of Life as a good film.
Oh, but I hate The Tree of Life.
Yeah, I used to like it. No, I hate
Yeah.
it.
No.
Basically, I don't like Interstellar at all. That's what I'm trying to get across.
Well, on that rather downbeat note,
But yeah, we will pick up with some more categories of Oscars for the next episode.
Of course, yes,
so
we
we've
will.
still got actors, actresses, and the animated stuff to get through. But we hope you've enjoyed this. Bit longer than we expected episode of this podcast.
lots of depth, lots of things to go into,
yeah.
though.
But don't forget to comment if you think we're going in the right direction, wrong direction, or any topics you'd like us to cover, like genres of films, or just things that happen in films, anything. We're open to suggestions, aren't we?
Yes.
Thank you for your contribution. Anyway, till next time, guys. This has been me, Risergick, and
It's been me, Toby.
Toby. You can switch to Toby. Okay, well, till next time, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.